my friends, I'm going to give you some fixes on maybe some word patterns that you're finding that are just frustrating the snot out of you right now. So many insurance agents have these little hurdles. I'm going to give you some help on 3 honest mistakes that brand new final expense telesales agents make and even brand new insurance agents make in the industry. So we're going to be very intentional in this training. If you're taking notes, we're going to dive right into it. So, honest mistake number is saying the word honest. Mrs. Johnson, can I be honest with you? Or let me be honest with you about that policy, or let me be honest about how that works. That's an honest mistake that so many agents step in, and it's tough to survive this one at times because when you're saying, let me be honest with you, what your client is hearing is, have you been lying to me this whole time? And I know that's not the message that you're trying to get across when you're engaging with a prospect in your final expense telesales script or even in your face-to-face final expense sales interactions. Be intentional about eliminating the word, let me be honest with you, because there's better ways to get your message across. So instead of saying, let me be honest with you, Mrs. Fix is, can I be frank with you, Mrs. Johnson? Or let me be blunt with you about something, if that's okay with you. Permission allows you that ability to proceed in the conversation, and then hopefully you'll find conversion. But I would personally eliminate the word honest and then head into that same conversation with Frank. Nobody cares about Frank, and it's a way to get that conversation going with permission. Mrs. Johnson, can I be frank to you about some details in your policy that you may not be aware of? Is that all right with you? She'll normally say yes. Now proceed about maybe what's wrong or what could be a little better. This isn't about you being a bad insurance agent. Sometimes there's some better ways to connect to the client's heart and then help them in a good way. Or say, Mrs. Johnson, can I be blunt with you about a couple things in your contract that you've had for quite a few years? She says yes. Now you've got your ability to proceed. Or if he says yes, it's okay to him, now you can move forward and you're one step closer to the finish line. When you say, let me be honest with you, your client is hearing, maybe you haven't been on the up and up the whole time. And that's a big mess up that so many insurance agents make. Honest mistake, but this is a way to head into it with maybe a little bit more grace in the conversation. Now, another word pattern that really puts a lot of agents on their backs when they're first getting started in final expense telesales, Medicare insurance sales, or even, my goodness, annuity sales, is when you don't get the close right away. You've got this pile of what I call sometimes fool's gold. These are people that haven't bought from you on the one call close, or maybe you've been a face to face insurance agent in the home trying to sell life insurance, and they didn't purchase right away. You didn't get that one call close. So you've got this fool's gold of cash, right? This big cache of people to call back, so to speak, and on the phone. And you're like, hi, Mrs. Johnson, I'm just following up with you. Hi, Mrs. Johnson, I'm following up with you about your life insurance. And right, or hi, Mrs. Johnson, I'm calling you about, you know, the word follow up means they're going to put this front up of what do you want out of my finances right now. So instead of saying, I'm following up with you about life insurance, or I'm just calling, yeah, I get it. We know you're calling, and the other client and the prospect knows it. What I want you to say is the opposite of follow up. I want you to say, if you're selling life insurance, Mrs. Johnson, have you given up on protecting your family with tax-free life insurance programs? Let her say, well, no, I haven't. Now it gives you an open door to be very deliberate in your conversation and word patterns moving forward. You've got to eliminate as much as you can the sales resistance that will happen, especially when you first start off in final expense telesales. Words do matter. This is no different than when you're engaging in maybe a relationship with the other sex, right? You're going to say some things that maybe to the guys sounds great, but it can cause trouble in a relationship. In the same way, words have an impact. And I want to be intentional about insurance agents not saying, hi, I'm following up, or hi, I'm calling you. Instead, focus on the value that your offering brings and be really deliberate if it's Medicare insurance and you can save them money and they didn't move forward with you. This has happened to me in my career, and I've been in this industry over 2+ decades, 20 plus years, and I understand your just frustration when, oh my word, how could they not move forward with me? It's less money for the same exact Medicare insurance plan, and it's a better company, but they won't buy from me. What is wrong? Did I like put on the wrong cologne today? Sometimes we want to get back with that client, and when you call them, you want to use the word give up. Mrs. Johnson, did you give up on, and now go into what you could do for them. Mrs. Johnson, did you give up on saving money every month on your Medicare insurance and having the same benefits? Did you give up on saving hundreds of dollars? Did you give up on that idea? Focus on them and the positive things that your product or your service can offer them, and just say, did you give up on that? It's a very powerful way to connect the dots so that you can hopefully make more dollars in an industry that, yes, is frustrating. And even when you do the best work, not everybody's going to buy from you. Some days you're wearing milk bone underwear, right or wrong. And that is just kind of how the industry is. You got to have a thick skin about you, but a soft heart. But try to eliminate follow up. Try to eliminate, I'm calling you back. Be clear, be brief. And then, you know what? You can capitalize on the next conversation on somebody that wants the offering that you have for them. Maybe it's just the money. Maybe it's just bad timing. When you take the time to call them, you get right on the phone. Good morning, Mrs. Johnson. Did you give up and go right into it? Did you give up on protecting your family with tax-free life insurance benefits? Did you give up on that? No. Well, I'm here to help. And then go right into it. This will hopefully take you a little farther than saying, hi, Mrs. Johnson, I'm following up with you about your life insurance. We have the best plans out there. Do you want to buy from me? When you say the best, it's not always the best thing to do. Not that that's bad, but there's better ways to navigate forward. So don't say honest in final expense telesales. If you can prevent that from coming out of your mouth, use the word frank or blunt. And then don't say follow up. Use the word give up and then go into the value offering that you can provide to them. Now, the third one, and I hope you're enjoying this video. By the way, before I go into this third point with you, we do recruit and partner with powerful insurance agents like yourself, as well as agencies that sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and annuities face to face, but more importantly, in the telespace as well. So if you need any free resources, jasonfinalexpense.com. We will absolutely serve you no matter what work family you align with. But we've got so many great agents that contract and partner here, and we're very proud of who shakes hands here. But we're going to dive into the next tip, and that's, do you, as an insurance agent, like being told what to do? Like, think about it very deeply. Do you like being told what to do? Sometimes when we speak in a final expense telesale script, we're going to have things that leak out of us that are going to make us lose our lunch. Can I tell you something? Or let me tell you how that works. Oof, right? A better word pattern is say, Mrs. Johnson, can I share with you a couple little things about how your current policy works and protects your family? Would that be okay if I was real blunt with you about a couple things? See how these things all tie together, my friends? It's so important that you have permission and then proceed into the script, or permission and then now you can dive into their policy. Mrs. Johnson, can I share with you a couple things about how your current protection works? And then as soon as she says yes, dive into it, my friends. Versus, let me tell you how that works. Let me tell you how that other company does this. And then you go into the bad things. And then you're creating sales resistance here. And when someone is in a position where it's like, let me tell you something, a lot of times you're like, here we go. Here we go. Right? This is no different than your mom saying, let me tell you how to clean that room. And then your mom's right. But sometimes there's better ways to get the message across that might be more palatable. So instead of saying tell, just go into sharing. Would I be able to share with you a couple things about what we could potentially do to benefit your family today? Would that be all right with you? And then if they say, well, sure, no harm in that. Now you have your opening. You've got your window. This is important. So 3 things that I hope will take you far, my friends. Silly little video, but feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell for other content that may help you find that you like this industry, and we'll be very blunt with you about what it's going to take from you. And hopefully, this industry is for you. And if you need a good work family to call a home, of course, jasonfinalexpense.com. Glad to have a conversation with you. But remember, my friends, you've got what it takes. Take this business not too seriously, but be very sincere about helping some of the greatest people on the planet that really need you, because you know what? You may be the solution that they desperately need, but we got to keep dialing. We got to keep knocking those doors. If you're a face to face insurance agent, never give up, because you know what? We're not here to follow up. We're going to talk to the clients about the realities of what are out there and what their decisions will ultimately be for them. But we can't want it more than they do. I hope this helps you. We'll see you soon, my friends.